Hello! In this video I want to explain how to orally identify scales. And with scales I mean the very common types of scales, the major scale and the three types of minor scales, and perhaps compare them to some other scales that are not as common. So if we compare major and minor scales, the most important thing is that we focus on the third scale degree initially. And so if the third scale degree is raised, then it's major. If the third scale degree is lowered, then it's minor. Now that would be the natural minor scale, but I will say something about that in a minute. So another example. Here the beginning of the scale has a lowered third scale degree. Na, 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 as opposed to na, na, na. And vocalizing is actually a very good technique to sing it, unless a test situation prohibits you from vocalizing. I always recommend vocalizing in any kind of oral skills situation where you have to identify, but it's good to vocalize because that gives you some physical aspect to this identification task. Here another one. Has a raised third as major, right? As opposed to now that would be the harmonic minor scale, but so if it's lower, then it's minor. If it's raised, it's major. So the focus is on the third scale degree initially, just to decide whether it's major or minor. And if it is minor, we can have three forms of minor. So the D minor one in natural minor, that means we only have the accidentals that are in the key signature, which for D minor is B flat. So the natural minor scale is characterized by a lowered sixth and a lowered seventh scale degree if we compare it to major. Lowered sixth scale degree, lowered seventh scale degree, tonic, which means we don't have a leading tone. A leading tone is only called a leading tone if it's a half step away from the tonic, like. But in natural minor, the seventh scale degree in natural minor is a whole step away from the tonic. So we don't really have this pull toward the tonic. In fact, that is the reason why we even have other forms of minor. In fact, the natural minor does not really occur in most of the common practice music from the Baroque through at least the Romantic period. In the modern time period, we do have the natural minor or Aeolian as a mode, but not in tonal music between the Baroque and the Romantic period. We need the leading tone to lead back to the tonic, and for that we may raise the seventh scale degree, and then we have harmonic minor. Or we raise the sixth and seventh scale degree, then we have melodic minor. And very often, at least how we teach it, in melodic minor, the descending scale, the one that goes back down, has a lowered seventh and lowered sixth scale degree, so just like natural minor. But in real music, it's not always that way. Sometimes, even in the descending melodic motion, the sixth and seventh scale degree may be raised. So again, natural minor. harmonic minor. So compared to natural minor, in harmonic minor, the 7th scale degree is raised, which creates this very large step. It's a 1.5 step, or an augmented second as an interval. And it's a very unique sound, which we should be able to focus on. So when we hear that, then we know it's harmonic minor. And in melodic minor, we try to get rid of that augmented second by also raising the 6th scale degree as well as the 7th scale degree. And probably in test situation, we would always hear it like natural minor on the way down. So that would be a giveaway in a testing situation that this is melodic minor if you hear something different on the way down than on the way up. So let me give one more example on a different scale degree. I'll do this on A here. I'll start with major. Na, na, na. Has a raised 3rd scale degree, is major, right? But if we hear this, then it's minor, has a lowered 3rd scale degree. And if it doesn't have a leading tone, that means if it lacks that, but then it's natural minor. Or if it does have a leading tone, but it has this odd augmented second, this larger step, it's like a skip, really. That's what's called harmonic minor. And if it has a leading tone, but we got rid of that odd augmented second, then it is melodic minor. And in a testing situation, very often the descending melodic minor scale is played with a lowered 7th and 6th scale degree on the way down. So it's different on the way up than on the way down. Now, sometimes in testing situation, we may have an other category. So we may play some other scale, such as this one. This alternated whole steps and half steps. We call that an octatonic scale. Or this one is also very common. Those are only whole steps. Or this one. This only has 5 notes. I mean, I played the octave, so it's a 6th one, but the octave is a repeat of the tonic, just an octave higher. It has only 5 notes. We call it a pentatonic scale. But we hear that the sound of those other scales, the pentatonic scale, the octatonic scale, or the whole tone scale, is very distinct, distinctly different from a major scale or minor scale. Major, right, or minor. That was natural minor. Harmonic minor, and the last one is melodic minor. So one more thing, the melodic minor scale sounds like major in the second half of the scale. So once we go beyond that lower third scale degree, the rest sounds major. But then again, on the way down, very often it's played like natural minor. Now I want to show you how you can practice identifying scales. There are many apps or websites with which you can practice orally identifying scales. One of these is Theoria. I'm not associated with this website. I didn't make it, but I like it. It has a lot of resources. Theoria.com is TEORIA.com. So there's no H in there. So go to Theoria.com, click on exercises, and then look under ear training, and then click on scales, and then click on scales again. And we will X out the advertisement. And now you can select which scales you want to practice. And so this video primarily dealt with major and minor scales, and there are three forms of minor: natural minor, harmonic minor, melodic minor. So you need to click on them so that these four are green. And then you can choose the direction. Let's say we choose both ascending and descending, but note that the melodic minor scale descending may be played differently than ascending. And we want to look at the answer maybe in a treble clef and bass clef. If you read some other clefs, you can select those as well. So now once I hit OK, it will already start playing a scale. So we need to listen. Okay, so most importantly, we had to pay attention to the third scale degree, whether it is a lower third scale degree or a raised third scale degree. So whether it's minor or major. And we can, I don't know if there's a limit on how many times we can play it, but if you click on the loudspeaker, we can listen to it again. And try to vocalize. So you can sing along. No, no, no. It's a little low for me. Actually, you should sing it an octave higher. But the third scale degree is lowered, and it is clearly a minor scale. And then we have to pay attention to whether we have a leading tone, and or whether we have this odd augmented second. And it sounds like that the ending of the scale sounds like a major scale, which means it has a raised sixth and seventh scale degree. And so here are now your four choices. So this is a melodic minor. It has a lower third, but a raised sixth and seventh scale degree. Okay, so then you will see it notated on how it would look like with the appropriate key signature. Let me click on next, and I will make a mistake because I want you to see how that looks like. So this is clearly a major scale, but let's say I say natural minor. Then it will show me that I was wrong, that I entered natural minor, but the correct answer is major. And so if you ever have a wrong answer, don't just go to next exercise. You need to exploit making a mistake. Making a mistake is great because you can learn from it. So you need to listen again as many times as you want to, and pay attention to comparing what you thought it was and what it actually is. No, 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 and try to sing it too, or sing along while it is playing. And clearly this is a major scale. So what is the regimen for practicing this? You should practice every day for a few minutes, identify a few scales every day over a very long period of time, several weeks, several months, depending on how good you are. Once you realize you always are correct, even after just one listening, then I think it's good to focus your studies on something else. But usually these oral skills develop over a long period of time, so you need to practice over a long period of time. So happy practicing.